I believe we need to reduce immigration significantly. Every area of the immigration system, work, family and study, will be tightened up so we have more control.
In a major overhaul of its immigration policy, the UK government has released a sweeping white paper titled Restoring Control over the Immigration System, a blueprint that is set to reshape how people enter, live, work and settle in Britain. The 82-page document, published on May 12th, outlines a shift towards a merit-based, contribution-driven immigration model, and it is poised to significantly impact Indians who form the largest migrant group in the UK. Let's break down what's changing and how it affects Indian professionals, students and families. Net migration to the UK hit an all-time high of 906,000 in June 2023, quadrupling from 2019 levels. Despite a slight fall to 728,000 in June 2024, the government believes the system has veered off track. According to the white paper, much of this surge has been driven by migrants from outside the EU, particularly in low-skilled sectors like social care, hospitality, and food services. In 2023 alone, 465,000 work visas were issued, up from just 123,000 in 2021. A large chunk of these were for roles below graduate level, with social care accounting for over 100,000 visas. The new plan seeks to reverse this trend.
Skill requirements raised to degree level. English language requirements across all routes, including for dependents. The time it takes to acquire settled status extended from 5 years to 10. And enforcement tougher than ever, because fair rules must be followed. Now, make no mistake, this plan means migration will fall. That's a promise. But I want to be very clear on this. If we do need to take further steps, if we do need to do more to release pressure on housing and our public services, then mark my words, we will.
The UK is raising the skilled worker threshold back to RQF level 6, meaning only graduate level occupations will qualify. At the same time, salary thresholds will also rise, and the immigration salary list, which allowed lower pay in shortage sectors, is being abolished. Importantly, work visas for adult social care will be shut to new overseas applicants starting immediately. Extensions will be allowed only until 2028 for those already in the UK. For Indians who made up a significant portion of health and care visa holders and their dependents, this is a big setback. A new labour market evidence group will oversee workforce planning, ensuring that sectors can't rely on migration without training locals. Access to visa routes for lower skilled roles will now be time limited and only permitted if there's a long-term shortage, a domestic workforce strategy in place, and the sector shows commitment to hiring locally. International students, another major category dominated by Indian nationals, will also face tighter regulations. Study visa numbers peaked at 498,000 in mid-2023, with over 143,000 dependents accompanying them, up from just 16,000 in 2019. But this will change. Dependents of most students are now barred, and universities will be held to stricter compliance through updated basic compliance assessments. The graduate visa route, which allowed students to stay in the UK for 2 to 3 years, will now be reduced to 18 months. And most importantly, those who want to stay must prove they are in genuine graduate level jobs. Currently, less than 1/3 of graduate visa holders are working in roles classified as RQF level 6 or above. In terms of settlement and citizenship, the rules will become stricter than ever. The qualifying period for permanent settlement has been doubled to 10 years. The government is now also introducing a points-based earned settlement model, so only those who have made a meaningful economic or societal contribution can qualify sooner. This ends the automatic pathway that many Indian professionals and students counted on after 5 years. Language requirements are also rising. Main applicants will now need to meet B2 level English proficiency, up from earlier B1. For the first time, adult dependents will also have to demonstrate basic English and show progress over time.
But when people come to our country, they should also commit to integration, to learning our language. And our system should actively distinguish between those that do and those that don't. I think that's fair. Equally, Britain must compete for the best talent in the world, in science, in technology, in healthcare. You can't simply pull up a drawbridge, let nobody in, and think that's an economy that would work. That would hurt the pay packets of working people without question.
On the enforcement front, visa holders who commit crimes, even without jail time, may be deported under new rules. The government has also pledged to remove foreign national offenders more swiftly and apply tougher scrutiny on asylum claims made by students and workers nearing visa expiry, especially when conditions in their home countries haven't changed.
We will create a migration system that is controlled, selective, and fair. A clean break with the past that links access to visas directly to investment in homegrown skills, so that if a business wants to bring people in from abroad, they must first invest in Britain, but also so settlement becomes a privilege that is earned, not a right. Easier if you make a contribution, if you work, pay in, and help rebuild our country. Now, some people may even be against that. But I think for the vast majority of people in this country, that is what they have long wanted to see. An immigration system that is fair, that works for our national interest, and that restores common sense and control to our borders.
Britain is looking to retain top-tier talent. The Global Talent Visa and High Potential Individual route will be expanded, making it easier for researchers, AI experts, and startup founders to enter and stay. This is one of the few bright spots for highly skilled Indian professionals and graduates from elite institutions. Starmer's Labour government has received criticism for this move, even from his own party MPs.
Migrants are being scapegoated for problems that they didn't cause, and to be truthful, these arbitrary measures won't fix those problems, and they will harm migrants, people who need social care, our economy, anyone who fears racial abuse, which the rhetoric surrounding this emboldens. Why are we trying to ape reform when that will do nothing to improve our constituents' lives and just stoke more division?
So what does this mean for Indians? The UK hosted nearly 250,000 Indian nationals in 2023 alone, mainly for work and study. But under these new rules, pathways to permanent residency are narrowing, lower skilled jobs are closing, and family reunification is getting harder, and simply staying after graduation is no longer guaranteed.
Lower net migration, higher skills, backing British workers. The start of repairing our social contract, which the chaos and cynicism of the last government did so much to undermine.
The British government says that this is about restoring order, cutting exploitation, and boosting domestic training. But for Indian students, professionals, and families, the doors that once seemed open wide are slowly but decisively swinging shut. For more news and updates, keep watching Live Mint.